Morning. The screen is visible. So for the yesterday quiz, we have received 304 responses. So out of this, we have that civil is 50. So I don't know all the lateral entry students are joined or not. And I have mechanical is 79. So how many is the strength? I'm not know exactly. So this is the strength. And electrical is 19. Then ET is 14 and CS is 65. Uh, and then IS is 22 and EC is 34 and EI is 60. Other branches, it belong to which branch? We have only the 3 students will be responses for this. Out of this, I'm getting a good average value. But actually, you can see is we have made all the execution questions, coding questions. We have that average can be taken 17. Out of 20, the average marks for the scoring is 70, and it's okay for that count, whatever you are learning. I don't know which questions you have made. Is it okay? Actually, we have average is 70.
Yeah, ma'am, that is fine.
That's very good answer for that one. Whatever I prepared the questions for that, we have that average response is 70. Any doubt for anyone you have, you can ask. Let it continue for the next session.
If you have any questions, I'll take it up now. Or if you want me to do any program on yesterday's program, whatever you guys, if you are feeling tough, let us know on the chat, or else we'll continue today with next
So you
topic.
have to deal with arrays and something concept, you have to do it. All our coding questions I gave it, almost have to execute
Okay, ma'am.
because you should be know about the indentations. If you follow the indentation, some answer I gave error also because that I gave that indentations problem at my questions. Then you need to know about when I put indentation, what is the problem of that? It should be type same thing, same space if you're providing, and what are the answer I selected, that answer only will definitely will get it. It's all with coding questions to get it. Before I'm putting, I executed and I put that answer for that. So everyone has got the same answer for that. No, 75% of students has learned. Another 25 I think cannot attend it, just only attend the quiz. Because of that only we get that response. If you attend, if you execute it, definitely you get the answers. Okay. Anything in the chart? We go ahead with the session. 170 is there. We can start. No, I think we can start with the today schedule.
Yeah, ma'am.
So we have one question. When we have to provide indentations, each and every line is indentation only actually. When I wrote the conditions,
When there is when you declare a function, when you declare a loop, when you declare a conditional statements, whenever the semicolon comes, there comes the tab space of indentation. So it is very important, Diraj. Okay, ma'am, then we'll start with today's class, ma'am.
yeah, continue.
So today we will be actually will do the quick recap on the concept which we have already learned, that is Python lists. Okay, in Python we have different types of lists. So we saw an one dimension list, and I also gave you an overview into two-dimension list. So today we'll try to do some programs on two-dimension lists, and then next we will start with object-oriented concepts with Python. So I'll let you know what is object-oriented programming. We'll start understanding the difference between the procedural language and the object-oriented programming language, and we'll try to create some classes, how to create class, how to invoke a method in a class, how to print a class variables, and also we'll try to understand the constructor, that is how the init method works, and we'll do a problems in and around the Python classes, and we'll wrap up today's session. So today, uh, can you guys tell me how to declare two-dimensional array? How did we saw yesterday? So it is, you can have a variable name, and you have a variable name. You will you will open a 1D list, and inside a 1D list you'll open a list again. This is called as two-dimensional array. So if you print in order to access this, you need two indexes. So you can give 0th item of 0th row, and first index over here will print you 2. So this is called as two-dimensional array. My kernel is matrix A. So it did print 2, right? So the same way we can have a nesting of arrays actually. So it could be 2D, 3D, 4D, and Python can support many dimensional arrays. And the thing is, Python is actually morely popularly widely used in artificial intelligence domain, that too in terms of deep learning, because of this property. Because in Python we can have n dimensional array. So for example, another matrix could be, like this. So this is three-dimensional array. So we are having list inside a list inside a list. So if we have to print this, though, so then if I have to print this, so it will be like matrix B of 0. So it will print So if you see here, the 0th index holds a list of lists, and if I have to print this item, then it is 0 of 0. Then again I need to use the third index in order to print the individual list item. So this is how the multi-dimensional Python array declaration works. Any doubt on multi-dimensional array declarations? Any doubt? Okay. So yesterday we saw something very similar where okay. So I'll give you an another alternative option for Python list. It is called as NumPy arrays. Have you guys heard NumPy arrays? Have you heard NumPy array? Have you guys heard name NumPy? Okay, so NumPy is one of the third-party module for in Python. So NumPy is one of the third-party module in Python. So if you are using in laptop, right? Actually, in order to use this NumPy, you have to execute the command pip install NumPy. So first you have to install NumPy, and then you have to do import NumPy. And also while importing, you can use aliasing. For example, if NumPy is big name, you can use NumPy as NP. So for example, next time whenever we use NumPy, then we can use NP. So for whoever is kind of trying to execute my program now with your laptop, you have to first execute pip install NumPy in your command prompt and then open the Python interpreter. Is it clear? And here what we can do is actually we will first understand what's the difference between Python list and NumPy arrays. Okay, so when we already have a basic list available in Python, why do we need NumPy? So NumPy is one of the very efficient way in order to kind of do the numerical data manipulations when we have it in a matrix form. So we can easily use NumPy built-in functions and efficiently handle the Python's numerical data and do it. And also in Python list, we actually can have a different data types of list, and actually for in NumPy, uh, you know should be of like a similar kind, and mainly NumPy stands for like a mathematical or a numerical manipulation of the numerical data. This could be in a floating point array or a integer array. So this is the main reason why the difference between Python is, the one is Python is inbuilt, NumPy is external, and the second is Python can have a different types of data, but in NumPy it is of a similar data, same kind of data, and the mathematical operations are not straightforward in Python list. The Python NumPy package is developed for numerical operations, and why we have to use Python? So Python Arrays are faster and more compact than Python list. That is because an array consumes a less memory and it is very convenient to use. And NumPy also can be, optimizedly we can write the code instead of writing lots of logic by ourselves. We can directly reuse it. So, for example, let us see how to declare a single dimension array. So, let me do here. We will be using numpy dot array. So when I use array, and then I'll be using circular braces, and here if you can observe from our previous classes, this is a external function we are trying to invoke from our program. So write a I'll write my program, as in I'll write my array over here. This is a Python list of numerical data, and from this NumPy array will be created. And first I'll print the type of this dimension. And you can see here in now the class is not list. Let me print the of the matrix. So the class here is the list, but here it is NumPy n dimensional array. ND stands for n dimensional array. Any doubt over here? Any doubt on NumPy array declaration? And we can directly print single dimension. This is the name. And we will have our output. Something very similarly, what we can do is we can declare multi-dimensional array. So let me so any doubt on declaring multi-dimensional array? Shashank, NumPy stands for numerical Python arrays. So NumPy is mainly used for numerical array manipulations. It is very faster compared to Python lists. And what we can do is actually we can sort our we can sort our NumPy array. And here you can see the details. Let me declare this with ulta or some with so this is our single dimension, and I print sort is sorted. And we have various numpy, something very similar to mathematical. You can search numpy docs, and we have a series of references where we can actually check over here. Okay, it has also a very guide also. So right now we are here only. So we saw how to create array creation. So here we can see different types and various types where we can declare an array creations and all. So I'll be putting this in comment, and I want you guys to kind of refer this. And we have second list, and what I can do is I can do numpy dot concatenate, and I can pass which two arrays I need to actually concatenate. Okay, and along which axis. So if it is axis 0, so we can see this is multi-dimensional format. We can see it's audible properly. If you can see over here, axis 1, the concatenation happens for uh, first of index 0 and 0, and it is like vertically the concatenation happens. In axis 0 it happens horizontally. And what we can do is we can now try to print the what is the size, what is the dimension of our actually an array what we just declared. For example, first dot, and if I run this will give me how many dimension the my array has. And I can also print the size of the array using size attribute. And indexing is same as Python lists. It is as simple as me printing. This will print the proper items. So indexing is same in Python. Any doubt on the basic Python NumPy creations? And now as we have this, what I can do is actually I can do the I can try some mathematical operation. I just did first dot sum, and this calculated the sum of this 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10. Shamada, like here I haven't stored to anything, so this could be like this. Third equal to, and I can print third. You need to create a, you need to assign to a variable, separate variable for this. Are you guys trying out along with me? I can find the maximum of the array. I can find minimum of the array. I can find the sum of an array. So the maximum is 4, the minimum is 1, and average is like sum is 10. Can do We can do all these useful functions using NumPy, because this is mainly used for NumPys. Numerical arrays. First plus second, this will print you an output over here. Something very similarly we can do string multiplication, string operations and all. Not string, sorry, numerical. This is like matrix addition, matrix multiplication, and matrix subtraction. So any doubt on Python NumPy arrays? Will you guys try today? Will you guys try some NumPy operations? What did I just do over here? And try this out. I want you guys to kind of set up NumPy. Okay, create a single dimension array. Find the minimum of the array, maximum of the array. You have to do the sum of the array and try to sort the array, and then create two multi-dimensional array and try to do addition, subtraction, and multiplication, and you should add the code. I'll give you 10 minutes. Okay, I'll give you 10 minutes. Kumar, you have to close your Python ideally. Okay. You have to open command prompt and you have to install NumPy with install NumPy and then open the Python ideally and try. It is an external module, so you need to use pip install for installing the particular module and then try using it. Prakash, can you try pip 3? Okay, shall we continue, Ed? So now we will start into the advanced concept of Python, that is object-oriented programming with Python. Mantesh, you have to quit Python and open once again. Did you try it? Did you try quitting your Python and okay, we'll see at at end of the class. Okay, you can share your screen at that time. Okay, so far whatever we have done, right? So far we have covered everything which is related to operation oriented, isn't it? For example, we learned strings. What we did was we did string manipulations, that is converting to lowercase, converting to uppercase, so on and so forth. We learned list, then we saw list concatenation, we saw list replication, we saw list slicing, we saw uh, operations in around the list. And again it came to our numpy. Today we did very similar thing, and the emphasis here was mainly for emphasis here was mainly on the operations or the instructions, the way we executed our code, be it be in terms of like line by line, everything happened similarly, isn't it? We declared function and we added a operation over there. And at this point we have to stop and we have to kind of answer ourselves whether whatever we have learned is sufficient enough for developing an applications. First of all, at this point, before starting object oriented programming, I would like to uh, you know get an answer from you all on say uh, have you guys tried to kind of observe any difference between the program, the application, or a software? Have you heard anywhere the differences between the what is the difference between the program, application, and a software? At least have you tried to kind of observe or the programming is what we have written. Program is anything but whatever we are doing in our you know meetings, morning 8 to 10, whatever we are doing hands on, this is called as program. Okay, I'll tell you. Program is a set of instructions or operations which is executed at once. Okay, application is something which is a set of programs we write in order to achieve some purpose. Software is a set of applications, so it is everything is interlinked. Python is a set of instructions, program is a set of instructions, application is a set of programs we write in order to achieve a solution for a problem, and software is a set of applications oriented programs where we develop in order to kind of make it as a one software. So that is it. And in object oriented programming, why we have this concept is here the emphasis is more on the data, how we store the data, how we are manipulating the data, and we have a more emphasis on the programming way. For example, code reusability, code security, and code uh, security, code access specifiers, everything. So that is why we call it as object oriented programming. So whenever it comes to object oriented programming, we have the important concepts. What we will learn is one is, okay, class, objects, objects, methods, then we have inheritance, then we have polymorphism, then we have encapsulation. So we will try to understand this one by one. And abstraction as well. Importantly, abstraction. So let us try to understand what is class first. So class is a template. Class is a collection of variables and methods related to a specific real world entity. Okay, and we call it as a template or a blueprint. For example, if student is a class, then name, USN, branch, everything is related to a student variable, and a methods if we have any which deals the operation on the particular student. Let us try to declare a class. Let us see the syntax on how to write a class. So the syntax falls like this. Class is a keyword, and then we have a class name. So let us write a class name as our student only, and then we have a colon again, and then you can see we have an indentation, and here we can have name. We can have a, this is a student class, and then this is a class body. This is a class body. Okay, what we can do is we can say name equal to Akshay, and this is our class now. So this is a template with name variable which is having Akshay as a value. Any doubt on class creation? This could be anything, student, animal, anything you see in the real world could be expressed as a class. Any doubt on class creation? What is a class? Class is a template. And let us now see object, instance. So object is anything but a variable of a class. You can say class as a derived data type. Okay. For example, say Akshay equal to, if I say student, then now the memory is allocated. When I execute this code, there won't be no memory allocation by the Python. Whenever I create an object, then the memory will be allocated for Akshay with class student. And I can print the type of Akshay variable and it will print student over here. It will print a class and student. Any doubt on object creation? Object, we can create any object of a class. We can declare class once and we can reuse it as many times. This is where the reusability comes into picture, where we try to reuse the same set of code. Instead of writing or duplicate set of code, we will be using this to write the same set of code which will be reused. Any doubt? Any doubt on object creation? How many times the class can be created with the same name? How many times the class can be created with the same name? Come on, guys, I'm asking questions. I'm asking a question here. How many times we can create a class student? Is it once or multiple? Very good. How many times we can create a instances? How many times we can create a instances? Any, exactly. And why are we creating a class object oriented? Why are we creating a class? In order to represent a real world entity and its operation. Yes, reusability, exactly. In order to represent a real world entity. What is class? Which we will be using to implement a real world entity. Very good, very good. So now I can use dot operator and I can actually access the class members. I can use dot operator and actually I can use the reference the class variable. So you can, if I print Akshay dot name, then it will print by name here. Any doubt? Any doubt on variable access of a class by creating an object? Accessing data from the class. Any doubt on accessing the data from the class? Any doubt? Okay, instead of my name, shall we create a class which holds your names? We will now create a student class which will hold your name. Okay, so what we'll do is we can use the init definitions from the we have one built-in function which is called as init. Okay, and what we will do is this is a constructor. This is a constructor, and here we can pass a variable to our student here such as function, and we can do is self dot name equal to name. And now here if I pass Akshay Kumar U. Similarly, we can write Harshit. I can create multiple instance of a student with, and I can print the name. For example, so any doubt on constructor invocation, underscore underscore init underscore underscore is the constructor of a class, and self is a special keyword which references to the class itself, where if we do self dot, then it will reference to the class variables and class methods, and then we can pass a optional n parameters, many parameters, and we can assign it to the class variables. So this is called as constructors. And when does the constructor invoke? The constructor will be invoked while the creation of the object. Any doubt here? Any doubt? Any doubt on the terminology? Any doubt on the terminology? Can you guys write a student class with 4 variables: name, USN, present, and absent, where present and absent are integer data, and name and USN is a string type. Can you write a class now? Can you write a class saying this, where where you will be storing four class variable? One is name, USN, present, and absent. Can you guys try? Can you guys try, please? I'll give you 5 minutes in order to do this. Janavi, you have to give a space. You have to give a space after definition. And kindly check here the indentation. There is a indentation here before definition and after, even for a body. Uh, are you guys trying? I don't see even a single message in the chat with acknowledgement to my previous ask, whether you guys are trying or not, or want to try or not. How are non-IT department students are grasping the today's concept? Is it smooth or is it kind of like not understanding or anything? Darshan, what are you finding difficult? What are you finding difficult, Darshan? That's not a problem, Darshan. Understanding, I'm not differentiating between IT and non-IT. So if you have this in mind that only computer science and IS students will kind of understand quickly, that's your wrong perception. This is based on individuals, okay, not related to department. Harshit, clever guy. I mean, you try to kind of do this. I want you to use a constructor concept and you have to pass. I don't want you to use the input method here. I don't want you to use the input. I want you to use a way, constructor approach and print store the name USN present absent and all. Can you rewrite your program using constructor? Okay, nobody have tried, I guess. Only Harshit has messaged the chat. I will do. Okay, I will write now. So let us declare class student. Let me do here only. So what I need to pass is the name and the USN and USN and self dot present will be initialized to 0. Self dot absent will be initialized to 0. And here what I'll do is I'll also pass the USN. And if I print, now if I print details Akshay dot name, Akshay dot USN, then Akshay dot present, Akshay dot consent. So this is how you write a program with constructor declaration. Declare a class with constructor declaration. Manavi, you need to pass your variable parameters over here. So along with variables, we can also define functions, Python functions. Can you see over here? Can you see over here? I can, instead of very good, Kirti. That is self dot present equal to 0. Okay, I want you guys to make one observation here. Okay, here I created this. Okay, I want you to make an observation in this code and tell me what is happening over here. Code wise, size wise, everything. First of all, what are we trying to do here? We're trying to declare more than one object, isn't it? Need yes or no? Are you guys sleeping? I see today only kind of very less. Usually people will be kind of inactive on Monday morning, and here it is ulta today. And printing the details printing the details, right? And can you see here, we are duplicating the code, isn't it? This is a code duplication, isn't it? What can we do when we see something very similarly? So what we can do is we can remove such duplications and we can declare one place, and what I'll do is I can call info. That's it. This is called as code reusability. This is called as code reusability, where you see that something is duplicating, you will put it in a meaningful one place and you try to reuse it other places. Which one do you prefer? This way or this way? Which one do you prefer? This is very compact, right? The number of lines is less and very meaningfully, like no details will be exposed to other programs, only the details will be print from the class. This is called as encapsulation, as in like we are not kind of externally accessing, we are internally kind of displaying whatever the information needed, but not no other code will be able to kind of see to it. Okay, now as we are one step closer over here, shall we write another two method? Shall we write a method to mark an attendance? Is present by default, the value will be false. That is, by default, if student don't answer the attendance, then we will actually mark it as absent. If is present, if is present is true, what I'll do is self dot present equal to self dot present plus 1, else self dot absent equal to self dot absent plus 1. And now what we can do is I can say Akshay dot mark attendance, and I'll pass, and for Kirtana I'll pass she is as absent. Even if I don't pass over here, it will be marked as absent. I'll demonstrate both. Can you see over here, the present is incremented over here, the absent is incremented over here. Just implemented an student attendance management application using basic object oriented concepts. Any doubt? Any doubt here? Any doubt here? Are you guys trying? Are you guys trying what am I kind of demonstrating live? How we are doing it live? Are you guys understanding the purpose of object oriented programming? Very, very important. Like if you are still in doubt, we can take some scenarios and we can brainstorm. It is just equal to. For condition, it is double equal to. For assignment, it is equal to. Is present is double equal to. Any doubt here? Can you guys try this with a list of students? Whatever I tried here is for a single student. Can you try to do this for a list of student? Shall we continue? Shall we write a program where we mark attendance for multiple students? We will use everything whatever we learned today. Pooja, you are missing an indentation. Indentation is very important in Python. Okay, let us write a Python program. Attendance marking program using classes and objects. So firstly, we have already declared a class here. What I have to do is I will create a list of student. And here the USN I'll give as one for Pooja, and I'll replicate this. So for these three students, we will mark an attendance. Okay. So let me write a menu-driven approach for this. While true, we will print option select a option, and this will have mark attendance, display attendance status, and we will print choice. Any doubt so far? We are trying to and 3 for exit. We are trying to implement a menu driven. We are trying to print a menu driven approach in order to write a full-fledged program, application program for student attendance marking. Any doubt till here? If choice is 1, then we'll see LF choice is 2, will implement LF choice is 3, then we will do break. So if I run this, here it is asking for the so here it is asking for the menu choice. Any doubt on creating a menu? Any doubt on creating a menu? Any doubt on creating menu? Is it easy? Is it easy? It's easy. Okay. And if the choice is mark attendance, let us write a function where we call it as take attendance, and here if it is choice to display status, and let us write our take attendance over here. If define take attendance, here what we will do, when we have multiple students, what we need to use, here we have multiple students, what we need to use, what we need to use, which concepts we need to use in order to mark multiple attendance. Loop, isn't it? For student in students, what I have to ask is first I have to mark whether student is present or not, isn't it? So in this case, what I need to do is I need to take a attendance input from user, and this will be the bool of input. Take int of input, and this is the attendance, and what we'll do is we'll call student dot mark attendance, and we'll pass attendance. And here in student, instead of attendance will be 0 if attendance is 1, or else so here we can mark an attendance for each student. Any doubt on attendance marking? Any doubt on attendance marking? Okay. Similarly, we'll write a function to display status. Okay, repeat once. Sayed, what we have declared here is we have declared 3 students, isn't it? And we have declared a menu. So what happens when you select, when you click one, then it comes to here, take attendance. And now we need to take attendance for each user, isn't it? So for here, what we can do is Okay, here what we are trying to do is we are trying to take an input from user. If user has to click one if it is present or absent, and then we are calling the method of the student class where we are marking an attendance. If it is one, then the present will be incremented. If it is absent, the absent will be incremented. Any doubt here? Any doubt here, Syed? Any doubt? Okay. So once we mark an attendance, what we need to do is again we need to use a for loop for each students. Then here I have to call student dot info where we print the information. Any doubt here? Any doubt? So here we have a program. Now let me click on one, mark as attendance. For first student, whether student is present, I'll give yes. For second student, third student, no. And at this point, let us display the no. And at this point, let us display the attendance point. You know, this, let us display the attendance status. So here you can see puja. So let's see, not let us puja is not present, Sir is not present. So let me make it more information over here. For this, any doubt here? Any doubt? Here I'm just modifying the print statement. That's it. And here, let me mark as one. For puja, it is for Syed, it is present. Everybody is present now. So if I display puja is present for 1 day, Arshit is present for 1 day, and Syed is present for 1 day. Let me mark again. And here I can let me mark Pooja as absent, Harshita as present, and Syed as present. And again, if I print the details, can you see here? Number of present days is 2. Number of present days is 2. Pooja is present for 1 day and absent for 1 day. So we successfully implemented a student attendance marking program using menu driven approach using classes and its objects. Any doubt so far? Any doubt so far? Can you try lecture attendance system? I want to implement a lecture attendance system for professors, the attendance system. We have one more similar uh, 1 minute. something very similar to init, right? For example, we have as toy and we have init, right? So something very similarly we can write. We have another method called str underscore underscore str, and here we can actually return a string variant of an object. When I call string, I can return, so f stands for a formatted string over here, so we can format the string such as toy name is, I can use self dot name, I can return. And what happens over here is this is a inbuilt. So for example, when I do this, and instead of printing, for example, this toy name is everywhere, instead of doing this, I can again abstract the same thing to this. For example, I can call Mr. Bean dot string version of the object. So you will get the same output. You will get the same output. This is also, you can use it to kind of display the, tweak the information and print the you know, toy object itself. We can print the object itself. For example, if this is not given and if I try to do this, then this will be the output. Instead of this, we can try to make this a meaningful way to print the object itself. So you can you have this option as well in Python. Are you guys trying out? Are you guys trying out? Whatever we did so far, are you guys trying out? What did we cover today? If you guys have understood, can you? Anusha, if you are comfortable with VS Code and you know how to execute, yeah, you can pick it up. No problem. Yes, yes. What types of array, Deepika? Like as we are passing, right? Topics won't be easy. have to put an effort understanding it. I'm demonstrating everything with an example in and around you guys. You guys are in college. You take attendance every day. I'm trying to demonstrate everything in and around what you see every day. So that's the best way to learn programming or software development in general. So instead of just creating a variable A, B, C, that doesn't help. That's the reason I'm trying to make it more practical oriented. So you guys have to apply your brain while writing, and anything I say may not be correct always. I want you guys to step up. You have to put your brain, even if it is like a dumb question, ask me, we'll discuss so that we can come up with a better learning approach. Constructor,
Today class we need more practice.
dimensional,
Inform update.
multi-dimensional.
Otherwise it will
Yes,
not
Mahesh, you want to
understand.
say anything?
Hello.
You want to say anything? Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
No, this today's class is very important. Practice is
Or
more.
is it only breaking for me? Can you hear ma'am properly? Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Your voice is breaking. Guys, can you hear ma'am properly now? Ma'am, ಮಾತಾಡಿ. Ma'am, probably internet weak ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್. ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ probably ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಇದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. No problem. So if you have any doubts or questions, I'm ready to answer. Are you using the attendance program which I just showed right now? I want you guys to practice in next 5 minutes. Wrap up. If you have any question, I'm here to answer you guys. Shiv Kumar, Python is very widely used in game development. Python and game development. Python and let me answer you very specifically. You can develop game with Python for sure. So if you Google that languages used for game development, then the first thing only you will get is then the first thing only you will get is Python. Java is using create. Constructor is used when you want to initialize something, creation of the object. At that time the constructor is being used. Constructor meaning itself says, right, construct. So while the creation of the object it is executed, not while the execution of the program. While the execution of the while the creation of the object. My MM, some students are not, some students from some students, civil students are not getting any mails, it seems. Please, can you look into it? Can you please suggest some simple games to learn Python while studying? Interesting. Shiv Kumar, you can develop a Python program to kind of implement tic-tac-toe using lists. Okay. You can write a program to implement a tic-tac-toe using list. You can use a random package in order to develop a random dice generator, generate a good outcome, and then you can uh, look into complicated GUI based games using external modules, such as there is a package called Turtle in Python. You can use it to kind of use it to learn and develop a simple games using Python, and I'll be very happy to see your progress on that. If you want to learn that, please proceed ahead and do show it to me on whatever you have learned. Probably we can have some 5 minutes at the end of a session in order to kind of uh, you can share your screen and you can show it to us. Hi ma'am, can you share the quiz for today? Quiz link.
Any
Okay,
doubt?
ma'am will
Any doubt
share
is
the
regarding
quiz.
today's topics? He will clear. And some students were telling that we can't able to join the Google class because the strength is more. I am sending today one more link. Those are already joined, no need to join for the same class. This is where those are not possible to join the Google class. The Google class, second Google class is created. So there I uploaded the same assignment for that. Those who are not completed, you have to do it and upload it in that one also. The quiz is whatever I giving that everyone can do it in the quiz in the same link. There is no issues with the quiz link. Only in that assignment part, because that is overflow with the 200 above, we can't able to get the one class more than 200. I created part 2 for the non-IT Python, the second class. I will just sharing that link to join the class. Those who are not joined, now you have to join that class. Don't repeatedly join. Those people can't able to join the previous Google class. Those people only join using this above class. Clear it?
Ma'am,
You can
your
leave,
voice is
Akshay. Thank
breaking.